Hey everyone, this video is about hidden lines. So if you look at some of these drawings up here, you'll see some of these lines are dotted or dashed. And what these mean is that these are hidden lines, meaning that there's some feature on this part that exists, but you can't quite see it in the current view. So I'm going to go to a different part up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare two parts that look very, very similar. So we're going to take a look at this. It's called part 13, and we're also going to look at part 14. So if you look at the isometric view in the upper right corner for part 13, it looks pretty much identical to part 14, based only on the isometric view. They look identical to each other. But if you look at these three views, you will see there are a few differences. So first of all, I'm going to zoom in and we're going to take a look at the front view here. So this is the front view for part number 13, what I just showed you. And we don't really see anything too exceptional here, but if I scroll down and take a look at part number 14, what you'll see is we have these dotted lines. It almost looks like a rectangular feature, and we do have a dimension over here. So we're not quite sure exactly what this feature is. We do know there's some type of a feature that's maybe on the back of the part that we can't see, but that's pretty much all the information that we have right now. I'm going to go back up to part number 13, but this time we're going to take a look at the right view, and we can see the right view really doesn't have a whole lot of information. As we can see, there's not really a whole lot going on over here. But if we take a look at part 14, there is this circle, but it is dotted lines. Okay, so these are hidden lines. Now, if these were not dotted lines, if these were solid lines, you would see some type of a circular feature right over here on this face, but we don't see it anywhere over here because these are hidden lines. So what this means is there is a circular feature, but it's not on this face. It is on the opposite face. So it is kind of behind the part. We can't see it. And we do have a couple new dimensions here. So we got some location dimensions, and over here we got two dimensions. Now the number on the top has a circle with a line through it, and that stands for diameter, which we've seen that type of a dimension before. But the little symbol on the bottom, this little down arrow, what this means is depth of cut. So this is a circle that is cut into the back of the part. Now, obviously, the circle does not go all the way through the part, because if it did go all the way through the part, we would actually see it on this side, but obviously we don't. So here's a circle that just kind of goes into the part a little bit, and we see here it says 0.75. That's how far it cuts in. And if you remember, if we take a look at the front view, that 0.75 matches up with this 0.75 right over here. So what we're looking at here in the front view is simply a side view of the circle being cut into the part. So this is what the actual part looks like. Now what I'm going to do is, this is kind of the home view, the home isometric view, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the part around so that you can see that hidden feature. So you'll see when I rotate around, we'll see there is a circle cut into the back of the part. And we can see it does not go all the way through the part. It just goes in 0.75. Now, to clear up a little bit of confusion, because a lot of people do get confused by this shape here in the front view, because they look at it and they think it's a rectangle, but really it's just a side view of a hole being cut into the part. So if I go to this front view, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate up here in my display style, I'm going to change it to hidden lines visible. And what this is going to do is it's kind of like a wireframe view, and it's going to show us all the hidden lines on this part. So if I click this, if you take a look at that feature, now we can see it, these dotted lines. Now from this view, it does look like a rectangle, okay, because we're just looking at it kind of without any depth perception at all. So it does somewhat look like a rectangle, but notice as I start to rotate the part, we can see it's clearly not a rectangle. It's just a circle, and we're just kind of looking at it from the side. So that is hidden lines. Hopefully that made sense, and you have a good day.